What's up, everyone? Figured since I made this bait tank video roughly 2 months ago, I've had a lot of people message me and comment and ask how it's working out for me and if there's been any changes that I've made or whatever it may be. So I figured today would be a good day to make a little update follow-up video on the bait tank that I had built. It's mid-July here in Ohio. Spawn is in full swing on the body of water that we fish. So we haven't been out a whole lot at all. Let them spawn, let them do their thing. Not only that, today it's just a rainy day. I don't have much going on, so today would be a good day for me to make a follow-up video on my bait tank. If you haven't watched the initial video that I have on the bait tank, you're going to want to do that first. I'll link it down below. So pretty much when I made that video, it was all trial and error. That was the first take. That day I basically had caught 12, 13 bluegill and put in there, and I didn't really know what to expect. I just kind of wung it, and that was kind of the first initial video that day. I had pretty much put it all together and made the video on it, and I just wanted to make a follow-up video on it and explain kind of the changes I've made or how it's working out or what I would suggest. So that's kind of what I'm going to do here. So like I said, it's been 2 months now, and I really haven't changed a whole lot from the initial engineering that I put together for my bait tank. I try to keep one thing I've learned is the lid. On my initial video I had made the lid. I keep the lid open. It gets really hot. I have mine built and put in my shed. That's the best storage place I had. So with that, I've come to find that steady airflow coming through the shed obviously is great. And thankfully I have 2 vents up above. I got one up over here and one over here. And that steady airflow coming through with the lid open, that keeps them cool. And I found that that's been very efficient and effective. Obviously, it's not rocket science there, but other than that, keeping the lid open as well. I don't have enough water in the bait tank for any fish that I put in there to jump out, so that was kind of silly of me to even have a lid, I guess. But like I said, all trial and error. So I keep my lid open now at all times. So it's been up and operating for 2 months now, and I don't overstock it. I don't put too many in there. I don't think it's needed. I just kind of go catch bait as needed, and I try to keep between no more than 30 bait fish in this tank. I think that's plenty. I've stayed between 165, 175 gallons in there, and I think that's a perfect number, especially with just 30 fish in there at all times. And I stick between the bait I have in there is bluegill, goldfish, and bullhead, and I have all 3 species. The only fish that I have lost at all has been ones that I have hooked out on a fishing trip with like a big 10-aught hook or something, and then you bring it in end of your fishing trip, and you obviously want to bring that home, put it back in the bait tank. I found that a day or two maybe, just from that hook alone, that fish doesn't make it. But other than that, that's the only bait fish that I have lost during this whole process over these last 2 months. Another thing I do is I don't overfeed the bait fish at all. Once a week, and the way I do it is I separate by species. So bluegill, bullhead, goldfish, I get them out and I separate them. So I usually just keep all the goldfish in the bait tank, and then I'll pull out the bluegill and the bullhead and put them in separate bait buckets, and I just feed them like that. That way I know why you're gonna have all these bait fish if you're not caring for them, basically, to keep them alive. So I want to make sure that each one of them is getting fed right. If I would keep them all in there, I don't know which one's eating, which one's not. So maybe that's a little over the top, but for me, I put effort into catching bait fish, which I absolutely hate catching bait fish. So when I do catch them, I want to care for them and make sure that they're going to stay alive. So and that they're getting fed. They're all getting fed evenly. So that's how I do it. Like I said, probably over the top. Probably don't even need to, but I do go over the top on that. So And what I feed them, just basic fish flakes from Walmart. That's what I feed the goldfish. And then I just buy night crawlers. I got a little mini fridge in here that'll keep night crawlers. I just take scissors, hold it over the bait tank or a bait bucket, however I'm feeding them, and I just drop it in and kind of just watch and see that they're eating it. I know, over the top, but that's the way I do it, and that's worked out great since I've had this bait tank up and running over the last 2 months. So I'll probably continue to do that, but again, I don't think it's needed. But yeah, once a week, I feed them once a week, and that's just how I'm doing it. As far as the initial engineering of the bait tank, I couldn't be happier. It's actually worked out great, which it's kind of surprising because my engineering skills aren't real great. I kind of just like most of you probably do, and you that's watching this video right now, you're probably just browsing YouTube and trying to see how people engineered theirs, and that's kind of what I did, and just took a little piece from this one and a little piece from this video and kind of made my own. And like I said in the other video, the only expense that I have into this total is just for the pond pump, which was, if I remember right, $50 or $60, something like that. But all this stuff was given to me: the tote, the agitator, obviously the bucket, all the media that goes into the bucket for the filter. It was all given to me, so I can't complain. And it's worked out great. All the fish are healthy. They're doing really well. And I don't see why that would change. So overall, I haven't really changed much of anything. For the first, month, I had the agitator running consistently for all that oxygen to the bait fish. Over the last month, I've kind of went on how many bait fish I have in there. If I have it, loaded up with 30, which really isn't even that much for as big as this tote is, I'll turn the oxygen on, the agitator on, so that they're getting plenty of that oxygen. But if I'm down around 15 to 20 fish, enough for just one trip or so, I'll just run the pond pump through the filter, and I haven't lost any fish doing that. The water stays pretty cool in here. Here recently we've been having 85, 90 plus degree days. I haven't had any issues. The water stays cool as long as I keep this lid open and I have airflow coming through the shed here. No issues. So I couldn't be happier with the overall way that this thing works. It's worked out great for me. So I would suggest something along the lines of what I have here. I mean, I don't know how other people do, how many bait fish they lose. Haven't really asked around or anything, but as far as the way my tank is set up, it's working out great. So I'll go ahead and explain. I'll pull the camera here, put it on the bait tank, and kind of explain how I built it and how it operates. I know some of you watching this are probably lazy like I am. You don't want to go back and watch the other video, so I'll just go ahead and just do a quick rundown real quick so you can just watch it here of how I built my tank and everything. I'll kind of do some explaining there real quick. So alright, let me get the camera and we'll go ahead and go over that. So I have a IBC tote right here, and that's what the bait tank is. Within that, I've got a 5-gallon bucket. I have it over here, cut out the size, it just sits down in there. Within that, I have all the media that makes up the filter. I'll get into that in a second. Down inside there, that's a 550 gallon per hour pond pump. Here's the box for it. It's worked out great for me. I've had it running consistently since I have started this bait tank 2 months ago. I know they have bigger ones, they have smaller ones. I thought 550 gallon would be plenty, and that's turned out true for me. So basically what that does is it just cleans everything out. Comes up from the pond pump up through this tubing here into the filter. And what makes up the filter there in that bucket, on the very bottom, I have lava rock. On top of that, I have some Scotch Brite pads. On top of that, I have activated charcoal, which I put about a baseball size, fist size, in some socks. I have 4 socks in there with baseball size of activated charcoal. Knotted up, put that on top of the Scotch Brite pads. And On top of that, then I have just aquarium media paper, and you know, put all that in there just to catch any of the goop and grime that comes through. That's worked out great for me. I haven't had the first issue. The ammonia seems to be down. Fish are healthy, man. There's no issues. I don't know if you can see them down in there right now. I probably have, I don't know, maybe 20 down in there. Again, that's goldfish, bluegill. I don't know if I have any bullhead in there right now or not. Maybe a couple. But anyways, yeah, that's what makes up the filter there for the tank. Pond pump up and through into the filter with all the media. And then this agitator here, this thing's excellent. It's probably a little overkill. I don't even know if I need it. I've seemed to be fine when I don't have it running, but you know, I like to turn it on every other day or something like that, just to keep them fresh and healthy, especially before I'm going out on a trip. I'll certainly kick that on. But everything seems to be surviving and healthy with just the pond pump and the filter. So the oxygen from that is working out great. But this is the agitator there is it's super oxygen, so it's worked out great. And that's probably an expensive piece. I can't tell you. Guy from work was kind enough to let me have that. So, I mean, why would I not use it? But I don't necessarily know if you need it. But I'm super glad that I do have it. That's pretty much it. That's what the tank consists of. One thing I didn't mention, and this is very important, once a week I do a 50% water change on the bait tank. So right down here, it comes out right here. I have a hose that fits on there, and I just run it out the shed, and I'll do a 50% water change. You know, get 50% out, put 50% back in, fill it back up, and then I treat it right here with this Better Bait. And it doesn't even take too much of it. This is the same stuff that Eric and I use. You know, when we're out on the water, we'll put some of this in our bait buckets. Again, it doesn't take very much, and it's awesome stuff. It says it right there. Conditions water, removes chlorine, keeps bait frisky, and lower bait losses. And all that is absolutely true. A little bit pricey, but like this I think was $30 for it. I would pay even more for it if I'm being honest. So it goes a long ways too, because like I said, you don't need much. But that's what I treat the water with. And that's pretty much it. There's the tank. I'll kick it all on here and let you see it run. So we'll go with the pond pump and filter first. Then I'll kick on the agitator here. There it is. So that's a follow-up video. Overall, I'm happy. I haven't changed much. The initial engineering worked out great. So that's an update on the bait tank. If you have any questions with it, I'm more than willing to help you out. I'm sure there's you know, you could do, I've seen people using, you know, cattle troughs and all that. Those are all great too. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube to make a bait tank. I'm sure they're all good. This is just the way that I've made mine, and I couldn't be happier with it. So there's really not much I'm going to change about it. But if you do have any questions, I'm more than willing to help you out on where you can maybe find some stuff or other items that I would have used that I didn't. As far as our actual fishing season for Eric and I, you know, we try to get out as much as we can. We're just busy guys with work and life in general. You know, it takes a lot for us to be able to even get out and make the trips happen anymore. You know, Eric's a night shifter, I'm a day shifter, so we're on opposite schedules. We have opposite days off, so we really have to plan and schedule trips in order to get out anymore. You know, it's super unfortunate. We wish more than anything there was, you know, our body of water was much closer, but you know, we drive over an hour and 20 minutes to be exact to get there. So it just takes a lot of planning anymore. And for me here, you know, things are about to get really hectic. I'm a high school football coach. We're in mid-July here. You know, we have 2-a-days coming up, and then that pretty much leads right into the football season. So, you know, that really puts a damper on the fishing season. But, you know, I've been a high school football coach for, this will be my 11th year now. So, you know, Eric and I will get out as much as we can. We'll certainly still get out here. Hopefully finish the season strong. Right now, spawn is in full swing. You know, we let them spawn and do their thing. So, you know, at the end of July here, we have a pretty big trip scheduled. You know, we'll be trying to tackle the Ohio River for the first time and hopefully get on a blue cat. So, really looking forward to that. Then moving into August, you know, like I said, we're busy. I'll be full swing with football, but we'll still be able to get out and hopefully get some awesome videos and you know, finish the season strong. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys soon.